Hello, Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and sports topics related. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, let's get into. If you notice, right behind here, the Avalanche flag has been taken down and it's been replaced by my favorite baseball team, the Chicago Cubs. Okay. That being said, why would that happen? One word: eliminated. That's right. The reigning Stanley Cup champion, Colorado Avalanche, have been eliminated by the Seattle Kraken. Yeah, the expansion Seattle Kraken. Just like 2 years ago when the Avalanche lost to the Golden Knights in their expansion season. I guess history repeats itself somehow, some way. Anyways, here it is. The Colorado Avalanche have been eliminated from the playoffs in the second round? Third round? No, guys. This is the first round. In the first round. Now, albeit they did go 7 games, but I have to say this point. And I hope you guys understand and realize what I'm saying. This team lost key players. They lost Darcy Kemper. They lost Nigel Kadri. They lost Andre Burakovsky. They lost, but the key person, in my opinion, that they let go was Nazem Kadri. He was the heart and soul of that second line. I mean, absolutely heart and soul of that second line, and sometimes the first. And to let him go to Calgary and not pay him was catastrophic. And it proved its ugly head in this entire season. Now, you can blame the season on a backup goalie becoming our first string goalie or number one goalie in Gorgiev. I'm not going to go in there, guys. I'm not going to talk about Gorgiev. Everybody that's watched my show or anything on the neighborhood knows how I feel. Anyways, we also had multiple injuries, catastrophic injuries. And then we had the Nichushkin situation. So, when you couple all of these things together, it was a team that fought its heart out to just win the division in the last 3 games. My goodness, to do that. Of course, they had some help along the way, but they took care of business on their own. And then they forced Game 7 against an upstart Seattle Kraken team. You got to give the Kraken all the credit. Yep, they went out and beat Dallas in the first game of their second round playoff. Now it's tied 1-1. But what I'm saying is the Colorado Avalanche did everything they could. They had multiple injuries. They had distractions. And in the end, they just could not maintain what they had last year. My hat goes off to the Avalanche for a tremendous season. I know it ended in the first round, but hey, once the Broncos football season starts, and if the Cubs are not in the playoffs, this banner or this flag will be replaced by the Denver Bronco flag. Anyways, I just wanted to tell you guys that's why it's there. Okay, Avalanche. Avatar says, well, you could be Avalanche. Avatar said, "What's up, Broncos country?" Bo Gonzalez in the house as well says, "Hey, Bill." Bawani B says, "Hello. Hey, Bawani, nice to have you in the house." Avatar said, "Did you know that he took less money with Calgary than he could have taken from Colorado? It wasn't Carl's fault he left." Wow. Avatar, you just dropped a bomb, because now my question to you is, why would Kadri leave? He won a Stanley Cup with Colorado. There was high expectations that the Avalanche were in prime position to repeat. Why would he go to Calgary? Less money to go to Calgary? That, to me, makes me think, was there something else going on with Kadri? Was it, I don't know, fallout from team chemistry? I don't know. But that is strange that he would take less money to go to Calgary and not stay with the Avalanche, who had a very strong chance albeit with all of the things that happened, that obviously wasn't going to take place. But, a very strong chance repeating. Wow. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. I left one bad situation with the Avalanche losing. So I'm going to go into, you got it, guys. Starting it off, the jackass of the week. Okay. Does this guy is he ever going to grow up? Maybe I should quit calling this person the jackass of the week and call him the jackass of the month or the year or the career. Yeah, I'm talking about that guy, Antonio Brown. Antonio Brown's tenure as a football team owner is allegedly off to a horrific start. Does he ever do anything without, patting himself on the back or whatever, or trying to be the guy? I continue. Brown is accused of running the organization into the ground, making violent threats towards the ex-head coach and locking players out of their hotel rooms. What the heck? You're an owner. You want the best for your... Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry, Antonio. You don't want the best for the team. You want the best for yourself. That's what it's all about. This guy's narcissistic. It's all about him. It's all, hey, look at me. I own a football team. Now watch where I can ruin it. Anyways, I go on. It gets better. TMZ spoke with two former members of the Albany Empire's head coach Damon Ware and quarterback Sam Castronova, and they both detailed their hellish experiences before leaving the team. Ware said, and I quote, "The main issue was getting everyone paid, and my conversations with Antonio Brown about the matter would get so bad, Antonio Brown, would resort to texting me violent threats." What the heck? Antonio, you've had multiple times on my show as being the jackass of the week. Well, congratulations, because you're up here with everybody else. Or I should say you're up here above everybody else as being a jackass of the week. Why? Why can't you learn? Why does it all have to be about you? You own a freaking football team, albeit not the NFL. Heaven forbid you ever get an NFL team. Good gosh, the place would implode. Anyways, you're a 95% owner of a football team. And you can't pay these guys, and you threaten coaches and players to lock them out of their hotel room? Holy crap. All right, I continue. And I'm still quoting. It became all about him. Well, there you go. It became all about him, Brown, that is, and not the football team. We, speaking of the former coach, Ware, he says, we built a wonderful organization over 3 years, and Antonio Brown comes in and kills it. End quote. Antonio, I'm sorry, dude. You have issues. You have major, major, major issues. And I don't understand why these owners or these teams keep bringing him on, keep doing these things, keep putting him out there. Let him go away. Just push him and say, no, Antonio, you're not part of this. Get out of here. No, get it. We don't want you. Why? Because it's going to be a major catastrophe. It's going to be a ruining of a football team, or ruining a game, or losing a game, or going to jail, or getting cited like you did in that pool. And I'm not going down that road. I did that on a show many shows ago. Anyways, Antonio Brown, you are one complete disaster. Whew, my goodness. Let's see. Bo Gonzalez says, as Brown signed an outside linebacker, Pita, I hope I said this right, Tom Penuanu from the XFL. Oh, cool. Good. Hey, Bubba, I hope he works out, man. There's a lot of guys that have never made it into the NFL that end up going to like an XFL or the USFL, and then they do great. All you have to do is look at Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner was in, I think, the Arena League, or I think it was the Arena League or something like that. And boom, he goes to the Rams in St. Louis, when the Rams were in St. Louis at the time, and went to Super Bowl. There you go. I mean, you never know where you're going to find the diamond in the rough. Never going to know. Speaking of diamond in the rough, although this isn't a draft pick, but the Broncos added a tight end. The New Orleans, okay, I got to get the second, because this is the second part. Sorry, guys. This is the second part of the article. Okay. The New Orleans Saints have traded tight end Adam Troutman to the Denver Broncos, per source close to the team. Troutman played under head coach Sean Payton on the Saints. Now, Troutman is pleased to be at Denver as their tight end, and I quote, when asked, "Are you glad to be on the Broncos?" And I quote, "Oh yeah, absolutely. I was actually hoping to get moved. This was initiated by me personally. I asked the team to be traded. I've been waiting for a little bit for something to materialize, and it just happened to be the Broncos. I'm ecstatic." End quote. There you go. Now, he knows Sean Payton. He played under Sean Payton in New Orleans. So for that to happen is great. Absolutely, absolutely fantastic. Now, if you go back when Peyton Manning was signed by the Denver Broncos, that's when we got DeMarcus Ware. That's when we got, I think it was Aqib Talib, if I'm not mistaken. And we got some other players because Peyton Manning was there. Well, Sean Payton, again, another Payton, not related, but Sean Payton comes to Denver as a head coach, and now we're getting all these players that want to come to Denver. Why? Because they know that Sean Payton is a winner. Absolutely know that Sean Payton's a winner. Why not come here? I mean, you know you're going to get paid one way or another. So, I mean, why not come to the Denver Broncos where you have a Chance to win? New Orleans isn't really going anywhere. I mean, they have a rookie quarterback, a first or second year quarterback. It's a different feel in Denver, a different way of doing things. It wasn't like Disneyland last year. Or I should say, it's not like Disneyland of last year. You know, where everybody's all, huggy, kissy, It's not that way here. Sean Payton is putting his foot down, saying this is the way it is. I know what it takes to be a champion. I know what it takes to win divisions and win close games. So do it my way, or there's a highway. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Speaking of highway, I'm not liking this for a couple reasons, but I'll get into that in a minute. Former Broncos backup quarterback has signed a one-year deal with the Los Angeles Rams, per Mike Kless. Details of the contract were not disclosed. Who am I talking about? That's right, Brett Rippon. I don't like this for two reasons. One, who's our backup quarterback now? Who? I mean, seriously, who do we have? Brett Rippon knew how to play in the NFL. He knows how to play in the NFL. He's a great mind of the game. Why not keep him in Denver as a backup? Who are we going to have? Who are we going to have that knows these players, that knows these receivers, that knows these routes? Who? The only one we got on the team that knows those guys is Russell Wilson. I'm talking backup quarterback. Nobody that knows this team not team as in coaching, because it's all new again, but knows the receivers, knows how they like to run routes, knows when they like to cut the route off and cut in or cut out or go up or come back. Brett Rippon knows the receivers. Doesn't matter what the play's called. The play can be called anything. But if Brett Rippon knows the receivers and what they're going to do in any given situation, you can't have a guy back there who has no freaking clue. When's he going to learn all that? Like Rippon learned it. Is that backup quarterback going to learn it in practice? A little. In OTAs? Maybe. In preseason? Oh, but preseason's only 3 games. And the starters play, a lot of them, according to Sean Payton, the starters are going to play a lot. So what's that mean for the backup? Nothing. Means nothing. Brett Rippon was there. Brett Rippon knows these receivers. I don't care what game plan and what passing formation Sean Payton puts out. Doesn't matter. If these receivers know what Brett Rippon does and can do in certain situations, and Rippon knows what they can do, why upset the apple cart? Why? Doesn't make any sense to me. So he ends up going to the Los Angeles Rams. Why? Because obviously they see his value as a backup. I'm going to get to the topic. Well, I'm going to get, anyways. I had a different topic in mind, but we'll get to the topic. Okay. The topic is who's in the backfield. Okay, let me get Avatar did let me know who the backup is. Okay, Jarrett Stidham. You're right. He is our backup. But he hasn't played with any of the Bronco receivers. He obviously, you're right. We did sign him, and that's a good point, Avatar. Thanks for pointing that out. I don't know, man. I like it when we have continuity, when we have familiarity, when we have consistency. And yeah, Jarrett Stidham is going to be a really good backup. Absolutely a great backup. But it's going to take him a while to work and know and understand the receivers like Rippon did. That's all I'm saying. I mean, why couldn't we put Stidham on the practice squad and let him develop into how the Bronco receivers play and this, that, or whatever, or put him in a couple of preseason games and see what he can do and let him beat out a Brett Rippon? Why not go that route? Why get rid of Brett Rippon now and put all your eggs in one basket in Stidham? Why not have you, if you're going to have starting quarterback competition like we had last year and the years previous, why can't you have backup quarterback competition? What's wrong with that? That would have been perfect. And then may the best backup quarterback win, whether it's Rippon or Stidham. And then if it is Stidham, then let Rippon go. That's what I'm saying. Okay, maybe the Rams didn't want to wait that long. Oh, well. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand why certain moves are made. Just doesn't make sense to me. Why you would just get rid of somebody who knew these receivers. Now you're bringing in another quarterback that has to learn the receivers' routes, their instincts, their reputation, and that, I mean, the way they like to do things. It's just, I don't know. It boggles my mind, man. It totally boggles my mind. Avatar says it will be a totally different offense. That's what scares me. That's what scared me, because we're bringing in these receivers. We brought in the tight end, Troutman from the Saints, traded for him, and we're going to run the ball. I mean, you bring these receivers in. We re-signed Jerry Jeudy. The Broncos picked up his 5th-year option, which was a great thing, absolutely great thing. So we did that. So we're loading up on offense with our weapons as far as receivers, and we're going to run the ball. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I can tell you right now that Sean Payton is keeping his lips quiet, not saying a dang thing. When the draft happened, there were hardly any cameras in there, very few. You didn't get the phone call that we got, years ago when when Elway was a GM, pick up the phone. Hey, hey, we're glad to have you. We're glad to sign you. Glad to draft you. Blah, blah, blah. Not a peep out of the war room on draft day. Well, of course, we didn't draft till the third round, but still, you didn't see it. Was it there? Sean Payton says we're not media. We're not going to be media friendly every day. That's not our thing. We're gonna have business as usual. In other words, very, very tight-lipped, very, very orchestrated, specific, all that stuff. And it's not going to be put out in the media. It's not going to be put out on Twitter. It's not going to be put out on Facebook. It's not going to be put out on your local TV news at 11. Not going to happen. Why? Because this is a different Broncos run team. Period. All right. Former Broncos running back Latavius Murray has signed a one-year deal with the Buffalo Bills, who announced the signing on its official Twitter account. I looked it up. I did my research. It's a done deal. That bums me out. I really, really liked Latavius Murray. I really did. I thought it would be great to have Murray back there with Javonte Williams, hoping that Williams comes back 100% or even 90%. It's just very, very sad what happened to him in his rookie year. ACL, MCL, I hope he comes back. I just hope he can, just be I hate to say a shell of himself because that means his career's over. But golly, you take that type of a tear on both sides of your knee. And anyways, I really thought Latavius Murray was going to be there I knew it was a one-year contract when we signed him last year, but I was hoping that we'd sign him again for another year or two, but didn't happen. Now he goes to Buffalo Bills. Excuse me. Here it is. The contract wasn't disclosed as to his salary. Murray, who is 33 years old, is seeking a Super Bowl championship, and he hopes that happens this season in Buffalo. Well, I can tell you, Murray, there's a whole lot of Buffalo fans that feel the same way because they've never won a Super Bowl, been there 4 straight years, 1990 to 1993, lost all 4. Wow. To get there 4 straight, I don't think that's ever going to happen again. I don't think an NFL team is ever going to go to the Super Bowl 4 straight years in a row. It's been done 2 times. It's been done many times where teams have gone back to back. The Broncos did it in 97, 98, and several other teams have done it. There's been teams that's gone to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, then missed a year, then went back again. That's happened several times, but not 4 straight. That's only been accomplished by the Buffalo Bills from 1990 to 1993. Wow. That was an incredible, incredible run. I felt so sorry that they didn't win at least one of them. That was sad. That was very, very sad. Okay. Speaking of running backs with Latavius Murray and Javonte Williams, this running back is a Kansas City Chief no more. Running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, 5th-year option is not expected to be exercised by the Kansas City Chiefs per NFL insider Tom Pelissero. Now, my question to you guys in the chat or, wherever you want to give comments, whatever. Should the Denver Broncos look into signing Clyde Edwards-Helaire? Why not? Why not? Why not steal from the team that's beaten your happy butt, forever since Peyton Manning was here? And that was 2016. So it's been a long time, guys, since we beat the Kansas City Chiefs. So my philosophy, if you can't beat them, join them. Why not look into him? Why not bring him in? Why not? What's it going to hurt? Put him on the practice squad. Put him at special teams. Plug him into a situation that may be beneficial against a certain team. Not maybe all teams. Maybe a certain team, a certain package. What's the harm? What is the harm? Give him a look-see. Give us some insight of how to beat these freaking guys. I mean, for heaven's sakes, like I said, we haven't beaten him since 2015 when Manning was here. So, what do you guys think? Think we should sign him 1 year? Think we should sign him to practice squad? How about, I don't know, just bring him in for a look-see? Why not? That's what I say. All right. George Paton reflects on the draft. The first 2 picks kind of fell our way, and then we were watching Riley Moss. We were like, how are we going to get Riley? You hate giving up future, especially a future third. But we had most of our picks next year, so we felt we needed to go and get him, so we traded up, end quote. Well, yeah, Riley Moss is going to be a beast. He's absolutely going to be a beast. And in order to move up and get him, sure, you don't want to like mortgage a farm. Well, what am I saying? We mortgaged a farm when we got Russell Wilson. We still haven't. We still don't know what Seattle's going to end up with. Yes, they end up with multiple draft picks and stuff, but we don't know how they're going to pan out for the next 2 or 3 years. That trade could have been catastrophic unless Sean Payton can work magic, get Russell Wilson back to being Russell Wilson of yesteryear, get us into the playoffs, get us deep into the playoffs, get us in a Super Bowl, and win it. Then I don't care what Seattle gets. Well, actually, I really don't care what they get anyways. We only play them once every 4 years, so who gives a Frosty? I mean, really? I'm going to care? I'm going to care that Drew Lock may have a great season? That, you know, the picks that Seattle got in the draft is going to be something that, you know, I'm going to be concerned about? Why? Why would I be concerned? Not in our division. Not in our conference. Playing once every 4 years. Who cares? I don't. I certainly don't. Okay. Here was my topic that I thought of that I wanted to do. And it's titled, Who's Really in Charge in the Broncos front office? While it is evident that General Manager George Paton holds the powers to make any decision he pleases, new head coach Sean Payton has crept in with a much bigger role than fans may realize. Absolutely. Absolutely, he has a bigger role. No doubt about it. It is fair to say that Sean Payton has a major say in roster decisions made for both the players and coaches. Without a doubt. No doubt about it. Sean Payton may not be a GM, and he doesn't aspire to want to be a GM. He said many, many times, no, I'm the head coach, and George Paton is the general manager. But he may not aspire to be general manager. He may not want that position. But I'll tell you what, he has his hand in the cookie jar, stirring the pot, because he wants what he wants. And you don't pay Sean Payton the money they paid him. And you don't trade to the New Orleans Saints to get Sean Payton what they traded for. And you don't tell Sean Payton, who's won a Super Bowl, George Payton hasn't. None of the ownership groups have. Nobody in the Broncos front office has, other than Sean Payton. Oh, did I say front office? Yeah, I did. I continue. Following a poor 5-12 season in 2022, new CEO Greg Penner and head coach Sean Payton seem to have stripped a slice of George Payton's power he once had. So far, it's working out. Well, it may be working out for draft picks and this, that, and the other. You're absolutely right. It may be working out for that. But we won't know until, you know, the guys hit the field, the games begin. You know, OTAs are well and good. Workouts are well and good. Even scrimmages are beneficial. Preseason games are beneficial, obviously. But when it comes down to brass taxes, you have to produce on the field when it counts during NFL games, starting with week 1. That's when we're going to know if all of this is working out. Does Sean Payton have the control that he wants? In my opinion, yes. He wants certain control. He wants control of the players. He wants control of the coaches. He wants control of the game plan. He wants to run it his way. And when you win a Super Bowl, I know, guys, it's been years since the Saints won a Super Bowl, and yes, he was a head coach. But he beat the Indianapolis Colts with Peyton Manning. Yes, there was a trick play when they did the onside kick to start the second half. That's what Sean Payton does. He catches you off guard. He does things his way. Does it always work? No, nobody's perfect. It's never going to always work. But he's got the intestinal fortitude to try it. And if executed correctly, it works. And that's the point. Is George Payton stepping away from GM? Absolutely not. He's not. It's not that he's stepping away. It's just that Greg Penner sees what Sean Payton can do with players and coaches and make it work. And so he just stepped in a little bit, took a little bit away from George Payton and says, okay, this is how we're doing things. And let Sean Payton be Sean Payton so that Sean Payton can then orchestrate an offensive balance and structure to let Russell Wilson do what Russell Wilson does. All right. I'm going to close out this show. It's a lot shorter than it has been. There's just not a whole lot of news going on and topics and things to really get into. But any case, guys, I'm just grateful that you guys have tuned in and watched this. I really do appreciate it. We're going to end this up with a feel-good story. Now, I really wish I had my my intro to feel-good story. I think it'd be awesome. But anyways, this is a feel-good story. 2 days before DeMarcus Ware is inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he is going to sing the national anthem at the Hall of Fame game. Ware told the Hall commissioner he'd like to sing and was invited to do so at a brunch. Everyone seemed to be knocked over by his talent. Now, everybody knows that DeMarcus Ware has had talent on the field. The guy was a beast. He was instrumental in the Broncos winning Super Bowl 50. Why? Because he took the focus away from Von Miller. And then Von Miller could do what Von Miller does, and that is strip the ball away from the quarterback and get positive results. DeMarcus Ware was instrumental in that game. Sorry, guys. The phone's going off. Hopefully somebody will get it quick. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. Yes, DeMarcus Ware was instrumental. And the committee in the Hall of Fame recognized how great DeMarcus Ware has been. Yes, DeMarcus Ware spent most of his years as a Dallas Cowboy, but he never won a Super Bowl in Dallas. He never went to a Super Bowl in Dallas. He went to one in Denver. He went to two in Denver, lost to Seattle, and then won Super Bowl 50. So when everybody seemed to be knocked over by his talent, I mean, this guy has talent. Absolutely talent. I continue. Jim Porter, president of the Hall of Fame, said, and I quote, "I think we found our singer for the national anthem," end quote. The game is August 3rd between Cleveland and the New York Jets. Well, it's going to be Deshaun Watson against Aaron Rodgers, because Aaron Rodgers on the Jets now. But what a great story that DeMarcus Ware has a voice, enjoys singing. He said it's one of his passions. It's one of his hobbies. He enjoys singing. And that when asked at a brunch, what are some things that you like doing that nobody knows about? And DeMarcus Ware says, I love singing. So they asked him to sing. And everybody was knocked over by his talent. How awesome is that? I mean, DeMarcus, who knows? Maybe we'll see DeMarcus Ware on tour somewhere, a concert. I don't know. throwing it out there? Probably not. But how cool is that? That's a feel-good story that 2 days before he's going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, hopefully as a Denver Bronco as well, in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, he's going to be singing one of the hardest songs to do, the national anthem, at the Hall of Fame kickoff football game. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. As always, guys, you make this show that much better. I want to thank Avatar, Bubba, Bawana Beast, for being in the house, for your comments, for your support. Guys, if you like the show, please hit the thumbs up. If you don't tell me about it. But you can comment. You can comment. I'll answer all comments respectfully and cordially. So there's no fear there. But guys, if you like the show, hit the thumbs up. Please tell your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, whomever you want to tell, please. I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. I as well would appreciate it, along with the MHRT Network. Guys, you can find my show on my channel, Broncos Breakdown. That's on YouTube. Feel free to go over there and give me a thumbs up as well and subscribe. And you can also watch the show there about an hour after this show ends. All right, guys. Real quickly, there's no Avalanche neighborhood anymore. Sorry, guys, until next year. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. But Monday, we have the Cluster Pup podcast. Tuesday, we have the 5280, followed by No Nonsense and Whiskey. Wednesday is a Wild Wild West. And then on Friday, this show, Broncos Breakdown, goes live once again, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 6, 7, and 8. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Always appreciate it. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. We will talk to you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, go.